Hello, and welcome to today's video. Today is my 100th upload and I'm very excited. So we decided we're gonna hang out today and do a Q&A. We got some of these questions from you on Instagram and a YouTube comment section, and then some of them we just kind of looked around Pinterest and all kind of YouTube tags and that kind of thing. So I'm gonna let Bo take it from here. He's kind of in charge.
I have my pen and paper of questions. Okay. Let's start with a fun one. What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Oh, good. Okay, the strangest thing I think I've eaten. I mean, I don't think I've really gotten out there and eaten a ton of weird stuff. I think I've tried I've had alligator. I've tried your antelope. I've had a rabbit.
You say your antelope like I grew them.
No, you order. You're the one who orders stuff, and I'll take a bite of it. Okay, so you had an antelope patty melt or something like that one time.
Yeah.
And then, but I actually think that probably the weirdest thing that I think I've eaten that calls itself a food or masquerades as whatever its genre is there's a Swedish candy here, and I don't know the name of it, but it is salt licorice, and that's a really popular Swedish candy is salty licorice, which in my head is it definitely does not match up with anything that we would call candy in the US. One, candy is not salty, and licorice is I'm pretty biased.
It's so tricky because when I first heard about it, I thought, okay, I don't like licorice, but I'm gonna love the salt. But even the salt flavor is just too much.
It's a lot of salt.
Too much salt, yeah, right?
It's a lot of salt.
You salted peanuts, salted whatever.
Yeah.
This is great.
But even when you eat peanuts, you don't call that a candy. You're eating a snack.
Yeah, for sure.
That's nuts.
Definitely. That's nuts. Do I answer as
yes,
well?
Definitely.
Okay. My hands down, easy, off the top of my head, guaranteed. Pickled pig's lips, which is as you can imagine, it tasted just about like that face was. So it's one of those I don't know. I feel like those things at some point existed as food in some sense, but now
you think so?
But now
people really relied on them for calories.
Maybe because it's the poorest person you can imagine is well, I got these leftover pig parts, let me pickle them so they last throughout the year. I don't know. It's just in the southern U.S., right? There's obviously a history of poor people eating poor foods, and so you have these things, right? Yeah. And so one of the things was pickled pig's lips. That was something that was pickled. So I got it out of the jar, and the worst part, I mean, obviously it's kind of chewy and the texture's fine. It's meat textured and it's pickled, which is weird, and so all of that's fine in terms of that. But when you start thinking about it being a set of lips off of a pig, and then you taste the stubble. You feel it grind against your tongue. You feel the stubble.
Okay, that's too much.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's weirdest thing I've ever eaten.
Okay.
Hands down.
Yeah. That's weird.
Okay. Let's see. Something a little more personal about us. How long have you been in Sweden? What are our plans? Afterwards, do we plan to stay here? That sort of thing.
Yeah. So we've been in Sweden since August, middle of August last year. Yep. So a little bit over a year now. We came here for your job.
Yep. I got a job as a researcher in a lab here at Uppsala University to do my postdoc. So after my PhD, you traditionally do a couple of years solving an interesting problem and then moving on, hopefully to a faculty position.
Yeah. So our plans afterwards are we definitely our family would never let us stay over here more than what we are. We're already pushing the limits. Yeah. They're about ready to wring our necks. So we want to move back to the U.S. But as far as real solid plans, we don't really have any, because the reality of jobs in academia is that you kind of have to go where jobs are, and so it's going to be up to what universities are hiring, because you really want to work in a university. I think your dream job, sorry, I'm putting words in your mouth, correct me if I'm wrong. I think your dream job is a combination of both a good amount of teaching, you're someone who actually wants to be in the classroom with students, and then also you do want to organize your lab. I don't know if you would have said that a year ago.
No.
But being in the lab that you're in now and how well it functions, I think you're learning so much about how to run a lab, so much more. Yeah. And I can see that you probably would be even more comfortable running a research lab now than what you were.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I think so. So target goal schools would be obviously colleges are great because they offer a lot of hands-on undergraduate instruction, and they really don't have graduate students to manage, but you have some undergraduates who fluctuate in and out, and so your sort of research is it's kind of stymied. It's more class heavy than research heavy. But yeah. I mean, that would be great. I don't think it would be my goal to be in like a purely research only lab, like, you know, working in government labs and things like that, where you just only do research. I definitely want to have hands-on connection with students.
Definitely. And I also think that if I have any say so in it, like I hope to go to a state that allows me to practice a little bit more. So I haven't really talked about it much on my channel, but I am by training a mental health counselor. So I got my master's at the same time. We started grad school at the same time. I finished in obviously 2 years, which is his master's length program, and then he continued on for his PhD. And I had been working in the U.S. In like private practice with people coming out of prison and trying to help them just get back in, reintegrate into society. And so I would like to go back to counseling. I don't know if it necessarily means that I'll end back up in like the rehabilitation kind of sector. I wouldn't mind it. I didn't hate it. It was challenging for sure. But I just want to go back to doing some sort of counseling. If that's in a private practice, that's fine. Yeah. If it's in a rehabilitation setting, that's fine. I'm not quite sure, but there are some states that make it easier to go back to work than others. Obviously my like training is in Georgia, so Georgia is like super easy to go back to, but there are certain states that make you take certain classes that, you know, I probably don't have the training to go work in California immediately. I'd probably have to take some classes. So maybe we kind of can look out for that and find somewhere that's easy for both of us to go back to work.
Yep. In academia, that's called jokingly the two-body problem. It's like it's like one of those dumb nerd jokes. But yeah. Okay. So let's switch away from kind of personal stuff. Let's go to like a makeup style category. I think this was something that was asked. Would you consider a year-long no-buy? Okay.
Last year I would have said no. I didn't think I could do it. And plus, I knew that I had already hit platinum at Ulta, and I'm so serious. If you've never been platinum at Ulta, that was like, it is so tempting because they give you like coupons every time you turn around. There's something in your email about like, hey, if you spend $25, $35, you get this thing. And it is so tempting. So last year I knew I wasn't going to be strong enough, but this year I know I'm going to lose my platinum status because while I haven't been on a no-buy, I've definitely done decently on my no-buy, on my low-buy.
Yeah.
And so we are actually going home in December for Christmas to see our family. And that is I'm using that as a chance to cash out my Ulta points. And I actually really am thinking if I'm strong enough to do a year and a half. I'd like to not buy anything until we go back to the US.
Wow.
So which is, you know, Christmas will kind of mark the halfway point of when we hope to be out of here and find another job. So we'll see. I don't know. I do want to do one video at some point of buying Swedish makeup. So technically that would be a break in my no-buy. Yeah. But if it's, I don't know, maybe it still counts.
A soft no-buy? I don't know. Is that a thing?
It's like a one-time break of the no-buy.
Do you put an asterisk on your record, like when they find out that athletes did steroids when they break a home run record? Then maybe. I don't know. Okay. All right, let's go to some personal stuff. Can you name a most embarrassing moment?
Oh, God.
I know.
I feel like I do a lot of embarrassing stuff. I mean, like, are we talking like school? Or are we talking, I don't know.
Okay, it doesn't technically say most embarrassing moment. Just maybe talk about an embarrassing moment, I guess.
Okay.
Let's go for that. Most embarrassing is hard.
Yeah. I mean, I've done a million stupid things. I'm so clumsy. I think I've fallen down the stairs. I know I've taken you down at least once or twice. But I think if anything, there was one time in high school that comes to mind, and I earned one of my nicknames in high school from this. Like, so in high school I played, or actually from the time I was like 5, I played softball. And I started pitching when I was like 12 and fast pitch pitcher, played through college. But I remember like senior year of high school, my pitching coach threw a camp or like a day camp where you go, and he invited juniors and seniors in the area to go, and he had a couple college coaches come, and it was kind of like a showcase. It was your chance to get out there and like show off in the attempts to get attention from a college coach because you really want to play in college. And I remember it was like we were doing like some timed runs from home to first base, and you literally all you're supposed to do is run through first base, break down. Everybody knows this breakdown. It's like a 4-step thing where you slow yourself down and then you circle back and go touch first base. And like, I hit first base and just face planted.
Oh.
And it was in front of like all these college coaches.
my God.
And ever since then, like, I just got it laughing, which I was like, of course this would happen to me. Like, this is just so funny. And I think because I got up laughing, everybody was like, okay, Trip is your new name. And I even got like a mural on my like pitching coach's wall of like Trip, and it was literally me falling at first base. Like, he painted it on like the cement walls of his pitching. Like,
That's fine. You're a pitcher. You don't have to bat.
exactly.
That's great.
What about you? You don't get away with that.
Oh, I tried to sneak away on that one. Oh my God, an embarrassing moment. Hearing you talk about that actually is really funny, because that makes me think about when we first started dating.
Oh gosh.
It's an embarrassing moment on me.
Okay.
Is you wanted to pitch with me for some reason, which like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, so like I'm a huge nerd. I mean, obviously I never played sports growing up at all, right? And then so I'm dating this like athlete and who, works out all the time and all this stuff. And
I used to be real like a big tomboy, so yeah.
You're a huge tomboy, which is weird because I was this like, pencil, like nerd, it was very, yeah. So you wanted to pitch to me, so that means I had to be the catcher, and so I'm sitting down there holding the ball. I'll never forget you pitching, and I just missed the ball, and it just ate my face up. I had no equipment on, right? I just had a glove, right, to catch the ball, and it just bam, right in my chin, and I had to like play it off like, oh, it's fine, it's no big deal. That shit hurt. That was not fun. But we're just dating. No, I mean, I'm trying to.
Yeah, I remember. I actually remember early on, like doing something physical with you. I don't remember if we played like slow pitch or something with the church.
It has to
we
be.
met in church.
It has to be slow pitch.
And I remember thinking, like, cause I don't know if you could tell, but like, he's broad. He's a big guy, and so I'm like, oh, he's probably athletic. Like, yeah, this will be fun. Like, we'll have fun while we're dating. He is the least athletic person.
Yeah, like, indeed.
The least athletic person. I'm athletic, but I'm not. I don't really consider myself that athletic. I'm good at certain things, but like
no skills.
You got none.
Yeah, that's part of it.
It's really sweet though. You got some hand-eye coordination though, because you did play golf. Anyways, can we go into the ones about, since we're talking about like meeting, dating, that kind of thing?
Yeah, sure. That's over here.
Like dating. So how long have we been dating? How long have we been married? That kind of thing.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, this November, actually, we will have been dating 15 years. 15 years? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's just crazy.
And we've been married 9.
9. Yeah, in July. Yeah. So it'll be coming up. We're going on the 10th everything. 10th birthday together. 10th everything together. Yeah. Christmas.
We were 17 when we started dating. So 17?
17. Yep.
Yeah, and so it feels like we've grown up together in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I can honestly say, like, as even much as he pisses me off and frustrates me sometimes, like, he's still my best friend. And,
absolutely, yeah. No matter what. It's weird, you hear high school sweetheart and you never understand what that means, I guess, until you realize like what it means to change and grow together.
Holy cow. And it's not easy. Like, don't let it sound glamorous on any level. There have been so many growing pains, I feel like, that we've had where, I'm still trying to learn who the heck I am, and he's still trying to develop who the heck he is, and like.
And we want to be an us together.
Yeah, and
make it work.
It is not easy.
Yeah, making it work is not as romantic as it sounds.
Yeah,
right?
When they say marriage is work, they're not kidding. Yeah. Like, marriage is a lot of work.
Okay, what are some of these others?
What traditions do we have? Do we have any traditions?
Traditions. Gosh, that's interesting. I mean, obviously, like, pop traditions, like we love Halloween. Halloween's kind of something that we do.
I think that's usually one of our holidays that we usually go all out.
That we actually really care to dive into. Yeah. Right.
And even if we don't like go out or go to a party that year, we kind of make October like Halloween. Like the whole month. Like it's not even October right now when we're filming this. And we've already this week and the half week before that, we've already watched a scary movie every night of the week. Like, it's been really nice.
We've even gone to a costume party, and we have another costume party planned
next week.
So yeah, we love it.
Yeah,
it's our thing.
Back in the day, we tried, before we left Atlanta, I bought a sewing machine, and we tried to make our own costumes, which meant teaching ourselves how to sew, and that was a lot of fun.
That's so much fun.
Yeah, and that's something that I look forward to doing when we get back. Like, I want to go get my sewing machine out of the storage and like get back to trying to make things, because it was pretty entertaining to figure out what the heck we were doing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. What pisses you off about me? What do I do that pisses you off?
What do you do? Okay, here we go. Okay, probably the biggest pet peeve is this little demon that lives inside her called Maxine. Yeah, so Maxine is this side of Dylan that loves to maximize the utility out of something, and I guess what I mean by that is she will try, just to squeeze the last dime of value out of a thing. And so that could be something as simple as making sure that like you get as many uses out of a tissue box or something. I don't know, that's a bad example. Yeah. Or it could be on the other end of, if you're going to plan a trip to an amusement park that day, then it's like we have to make sure everything is perfectly organized so that we get the maximum amount of fun for the amount of dollar that we have spent. And look how excited she is.
It sounds like the most fun ever, right? Like, if they open up Goliath first, and that's the first ride that they send on that day, like, we should be in line for the Goliath right when it opens. Like,
for the shortest line, and therefore the maximum amount of fun. Yeah, and I'm a little more stochastic in my approach to fun like that, where it's like, we'll ramble around, we'll kind of get to it, and so I don't know. It's more cutesy fun. I don't know if that's like necessarily something that pisses me off, but that's what I can think of at least.
Let's see, what pisses me off about you? There's a lot. I can come up with a lot.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think actually. Bo likes to pretend that he's super laid back about things. He's like, I'm laid back. I like to be more stochastic about things. But really, he is like super duper anal about certain things, especially in the kitchen. In the kitchen, if you don't do something the way that he would have had planned out, like 20 steps.
What are the words that you've memorized?
Mise en place means clean as you go.
No, it definitely doesn't.
It means everything in its place.
That's right.
And if you do not, like, literally, if you don't measure out every grain of like salt and put it in its own little dish, he's like, why are we even cooking right now? We're not even gonna do it, right?
Maybe I am.
So, what is your favorite physical feature?
Favorite physical feature on you? I always like your dark features, right? I mean, you have like dark eyes and dark hair, and I've always found that very attractive. I don't know, I'm a pretty pale, blonde, blue-eyed guy, so.
I mean, I'm pale, but I do have dark hair.
But you have dark features. I don't know, because like when we started dating, you were just like so tan all the time. I was
very tan. Okay. I religiously laid in a tanning bed in high school in those years, and I really regret it now because my skin is really showing all of the consequences of that. But yeah, you're right. I was very brown, and almost every day.
Now your eyes aren't brown; they're green. Your skin is pale. Your hair is gray. Yeah. What is?
Poor thing. I really catfished you, huh? Let's see. My favorite feature about you. I've always loved your smile, and you always smile so big. And when he smiles, sometimes he shows like this little gap between his teeth.
No.
It's super cute. When he was little, he told me he used to smile with his his lower teeth.
Yeah, I didn't know how to smile. So like my first grade picture, school picture, I'm gonna smile. Yeah, I didn't know how to smile yet. So.
Okay. What are 3 things that I'm good at?
3 things that you're good at. You were eternally good at being yourself, which is something I've always been very jealous of. I always feel like a chameleon in those sort of like situations where I don't really know how to act, so maybe I act like people around me. And I've always been jealous. I've always been jealous of you, who would just, you're so confident, and it doesn't matter when, faced with whatever situation, you are always yourself.
That's
and
really sweet.
So that's an amazing thing. What was the question?
3 things I'm good at. 2 more things I'm good at.
2 more things you're good at. You are always very athletic.
Okay.
That's always something, again, that I've been jealous of. Something I've not been very good at. What's another third good thing? You're always, and something you're always very good at is being nice to people in a genuine way, in a real caring way.
Thank
something
you.
that I think means a lot to you, and it's something that is very important.
Okay.
Very important to who you are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn. Mine are not as serious as yours. You like been super sweet and like serious. You're good at karaoke. You're
You're good at eating hot dogs. You're good at.
you're good at putting furniture together. You know how like some people want to put furniture together and they're like, let's just put this furniture together, and they don't look at the instructions. Like Bo's with me. Like he's like, what does step 1 say? Do we have everything in step 1? Is it all put together correctly?
That's true.
He is good at directions.
Those type
and I
A
really appreciate
personalities unite together.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the only reasons why our marriage has lasted, to be honest.
Thank you, IKEA. This video is brought to you by IKEA.
And then one other thing that you're good at. It's not really you're very funny. Like, holy cow, if I can count on anybody making me laugh, it's you. And so that's something that I very much appreciate.
Thank you. So you're gonna go next? Why don't you read it? Yeah.
All right, let's go into some quick this or that kind of questions. So, would you rather not brush your teeth for the rest of your life or not brush your hair?
Oh, brush my hair. I mean, I comb it. Does combing count as brushing?
That's the same thing.
All right. Well, obviously you gotta brush your teeth. So
Yeah, I'm like a freak about my teeth. Like you do not understand. If I couldn't, not only I wouldn't give up brushing my teeth, but I wouldn't give up mouthwash. Like I can't give up mouthwash for one day.
Your tooth care regimen is.
I have if you ever want a video, I'm just kidding. I'll never do a video on my tooth regimen. But I have, just so you know, I have 2 toothbrushes and sometimes 2 to 3 toothpastes.
Yeah,
I'm not lying.
What's that question about pet peeves again? Can we go?
Okay, next up. Oh, this is more of like a this, that, or that. So, beach, farm, forest, city.
Okay. Okay. So the beach, marry the farm, kill the city. Is that how I play the game? Right? Is that how I play? No? Okay.
I love the beach. I think beach more than anything. I mean, I honestly, I don't love the forest. Not a forest girl.
Welcome to Sweden, where there is only forest.
I'm like, everybody's like, oh, there's so much great hiking. I'm like, I'm sure there is. Sure, there's brilliant hiking out there.
Yeah. Beach is clearly our favorite destination.
You know why? Because a lime anything drink is
guaranteed at the beach. There you go. Right,
that's why.
Right.
But like farm, like your mom and dad kind of have like a little mini farm.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like I love all the stupid goats. They're very stupid and very dumb, but they're so goddamn cute. And the donkeys are adorable. And when JoJo hadn't killed off the chickens, they were super cute.
The boxer.
Yeah. Yeah. And he really, really loved chicken.
A little too much.
But even the dogs are super sweet. Yeah. And oh man. I love all of the animals. Like if I could just have a giant, and Tux, the barn cat, he was just some stray who like now he lives in the barn. He lives in the barn. He kills mice and leaves them for your dad. And I mean, like he doesn't even have to eat them anymore because he's like fed now. But he's super sweet. Yeah. He still hunts like a pro. I love him.
Yeah. So farm definitely. Yeah, I think you're right. Beach, farm.
City. There's always something. There's always someone to meet in the city.
You know what's great about city?
People.
Lots of food. Lots of good food.
People and food.
Oh my God.
I used to take public transit in Atlanta, and that was like one of my favorite things ever. Is like you just never, especially in the South, like you talk probably a lot more than, especially like in Sweden, people don't talk on like public transit.
Right.
And I'm sure it's probably a little bit more like that in like bigger cities like New York and stuff. But in Atlanta, if you rode the bus with people and you saw them more than once, you were gonna have a conversation with them at some point, and I loved it. Like I loved it.
Yep. So forest at the bottom. All right, good ranking. Yeah. I think we coincide.
Mm-hmm. And this last one, I think you came up with from the internet somewhere.
Oh, it was like 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you rather fight off 100 duck-sized horses, or one horse-sized duck?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the answer is obvious to me, so I think you should go first.
I'm gonna say I would rather fight one horse-sized duck.
Wrong.
Wrong?
I appreciate where you're going, but I cannot imagine fighting an immense beast like
But just one of them. Can you imagine 100 horses? 100 little mini horses?
Give me a croquet mallet, and we'll go to town. We can clean up.
Have you not seen Jurassic Park where the little like raptors?
Exactly my point. Have you not seen Jurassic Park? Dinosaurs are birds, and so can you imagine a horse-sized bird?
You're not wrong about that.
Yeah, there we go.
Wrong.
Okay,
but
see.
you're also not right. Like, I don't know.
All right. We'll table it.
Okay. If you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Okay.
Beer.
Yes. Yes. And dang. Now, wow. Okay. Now you got me fooled because now I wanted to say something else, but now I'm really okay. All right. I'm gonna go with my original answer.
Okay.
I was talking with a coworker the other day, and he has this theory that every food is just pizza, like waiting. So like an open-faced sandwich is just a form of pizza. So if you say pizza,
Taco is pizza.
a taco, you could just lay open a taco and have a pizza or a burrito. Or even, and I even tried to stump him. I was like, well, what about sushi? He was like, how do you make sushi? You lay out seaweed, then rice, and then you're filling, and then you roll it up. And so you just have an open-faced sushi roll. Pizza. Pizza's gonna be my go-to.
I actually probably would have said pizza too.
Yeah.
Like,
but just like in the classical sense
Yeah.
of like just,
I just like pizza.
you could pretty much eat pizza.
I could eat like pepperoni pizza pretty much every day.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, me too.
Okay. Do you have a phobia? What's your phobia?
Phobia. I don't think I have any like, I don't know, like a clinical phobia of like clowns or something. Although,
yeah.
you know, although like that was when I was a kid.
Oh.
Clowns.
Really? I was never afraid of
Number one, numero uno. Hated clowns. I couldn't understand it. I kept asking my family, and they were like, "Well, it's okay because it's just someone dressed up." And I would go, "Well, why would someone want to dress up and do this? Because it's obviously freaking me out. So why are they wanting to do this?" And so they could never answer that part, and that scared me even more. I don't know. Real fears, I don't like. I get creeped out if I'm in, say, like a long, dark hallway, dimly lit, and it's just me, and it's like a narrow hallway, and it's very long. Or I get creeped out with like deep water underneath. If I look down, like if you're snorkeling or something, and there's just open expanse.
No, I love the beach, but you can't get me in water past my belly button.
That's true. I've tried. And even I have like my own limits when it comes to that. It's just something about it takes your breath away. Just yeah.
I mean, really, probably past my boobs. I can go there.
That's the furthest. Yeah. When the waves come.
Yeah. I mean, I have been stung. In all fairness, like I got hit by a stingray, and let me tell you, the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Like the most intense pain ever.
That was crazy.
That might have been also one of the most embarrassing moments in my life. Can we like side story that? So like really quickly, everybody like Bo's pulling me out of the water, and like the venom, or would you call it venom? Toxin that the stingrays. So like they have a sac around their like little spine, and it's like a sac of like venom toxin stuff, and as soon as it bursts, it goes into the wound because it stabs you with it. So as soon as it gets in your bloodstream, it pretty much immediately hits your brain. Like if your heart's already pumping because you're like, ow, that hurts, so your heart starts pumping, it goes through your body, and as soon as it hits the brain, it goes through the blood brain barrier. That's such a hard.
There you go.
So I'm like, I'm telling Bo, I'm like, ow, 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 something got me. I'm thinking of shark. I'm like, shark freaking bit me, Bo, on my foot, gotta get me out of here. Freaking out.
I look down, of course, naturally, because you think shark for real, and then you see a little bit of blood in the water.
And it's like, bloop, bloop.
And then it's like the fear is real at that point, and so you start getting on the beach.
Yeah,
you run
he gets me up there, and I'm like, oh my god, what got me? And like we still don't know, because then we're looking, and there's like it's not a big cut. It's enough to make like blood, like 2 places. He got me boom boom, like apparently. And he hit bone both times, so it didn't like go in and get stuck. So we didn't have like the remnants of like a barb or something in my foot.
Side of your foot and ankle.
Yeah. And so I'm freaking out, and then immediately I'm like, oh my god, it's throbbing, and it feels like knives stuck in. It's like straight out of Ricky Bobby. It's like he's using the one knife to get the other knife out. I'm telling you, you can't see it, but like that's what it feels like. And like I'm freaking out, and he's trying to carry me off, and the toxin makes you like, I'm overheated. I'm like about to pass out. And it hurts so bad.
So we have to walk off the beach to the vehicle, right? Because we drove a truck to the beach site. So you get about halfway there and collapse because you're like, I can't go anymore. I need a little break.
That stuff is hitting my brain, and I'm like.
And then just a throng of people see you in pain, and they all gather, and they all immediately presume, oh, it's a jellyfish sting.
And by that point, I think we were already saying stingray. We were like, she got hit by a stingray.
It was clear that it was not a shark, and it wasn't a jellyfish.
We had seen a stingray out there earlier, like way earlier in the day, and we thought it left.
Yeah.
And so we were like, no, it's a stingray, not a jellyfish. And everybody's like, oh, it's a jellyfish. You should pee on it. You should pee on it.
The number of people that told me to pee on her was outrageous. That you should never, in any like normal circumstance, tell someone to pee on somebody, and even
so in between like me like passing out and like snot coming down my face, I'm crying, just so much snot. I like look up at him and I'm like, Bo, please don't let anybody pee on me.
Just awful. Tears. And so I said, it's okay, I'm not. And then I gather you up. You realize you're okay enough to make it back to the vehicle. We get to the vehicle. We drive to the campsite. We were camping. And so we get into the camper trailer that we were staying in. And and I'll never forget, as soon as we open the door, Dylan just starts getting naked. She's like, I'm too hot. She just starts stripping off clothing. I mean, just peeling it off in layers. It's
we didn't have to go there, but yeah, it was just for about 3 hours, just naked, writhing in pain.
Oh, and so I left her. I said, okay, you're gonna be okay for a little bit. I boiled some water. You put some hot water on it to denature the protein.
Apparently, it's a protein, so you need to denature it. You need to get it really hot.
If you can denature it with hot water, then that's helpful.
So as hot as you can stand.
Yeah.
Pour it on you.
And so then I said, okay, I'm gonna go to like a pharmacy, which we're in the middle of nowhere. We're camping on the beach. So I have like an hour drive and an hour back to get. And so like I left her for 2 hours and then came back with some meds and some bandages and things. And oh, you poor thing. And some ice cream, because at that point you were okay. But yeah.
Anyways, let's move on because that was awful. What's your favorite drink?
Favorite beer? Obviously I'm a beer guy.
IPAs.
Yeah, I like an IPA. If we're gonna go with a stiff drink, something strong, anything with bourbon, I like a bourbon neat. No ice, just clean. Yeah, I'll take a.
It sounds like cool. What's my favorite drink?
You're anything sour. You're a sour leaning, so you even like sour beers, lambics. You like any sort of like lemon drop ish, or margarita is kind of your go-to. Yeah.
No salt, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that is the Q&A. I hope you made it this far. If you did, make sure to say hello in the comments, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.